pitch black, winter and that. 5 of us about to climb. Me, Gucci, Kayla, Gemma, Sam. Tension, fear, excitement. The Grand National. Better in posher areas where they usually have Labradors in back gardens instead of pit bulls. Better if you don't do it in your own neighbourhood either, in case you meet someone when you're going down the shop for tabs and milk and they want to batter you. Kayla still wasn't happy, still wasn't convinced. Don't worry, by the time you get going you'll be over them fences like an Olympic fucking champion, honest. But I knew she was going to be the one at the back, the one more likely to get caught by some blokey, bitten off a dog.
Run from the front to the back. If there's skunk in your sack, then they'll come to your flats. Run, and it doesn't matter what you've done. If you're still young and the police come, just run. Run from the goth to the chavs, soft to the hard. Doesn't matter who you are, just run. And it doesn't matter what you've done. If you're still young and the police come, just run.
Down in the garden, Special Troops, Parachute Regiment, SAS. I looked at Gucci and he beamed, knew what was coming up. 1, 2, 3, go! And we were off, me and Gucci running like fuck. I looked behind and the others had just started. Bang! Onto the first fence. Big fuck about a bench to jump over. Straight over. Into the next one. Heads turning left to check out the houses.
Rick's not young anymore, I'm getting old and I still run away even when I'm not holding. Have a panic attack and give it legs, hopping over fences with skunk in me kegs. Rick Furious fits all descriptions and it's not my fault that I'm always mixing with the sort of kids who like causing friction, hang around on the street corners drinking. Maybe I am to blame, all I know is I'm a wrong'un and me dad's the same, but I'm not a bad lad and I'm sad to say I know 12-year-olds who hold standy blades, smoke weed and at least 10 tabs a day, and if they could afford more they would gladly pay. Why do police think kids go mad today? Because their mum died young and their dad's away, so they run.
Some wifey washing dishes in the kitchen, looked up, open-mouthed. Ahead again, raised garden, short wall, easy to climb over. Back for a second, Kayla running wild, leaving the lasses way behind. Over we went, landed in a fucking vegetable plot or something, onto the next one, dead easy. But it was the one after I was worried about, the one with the lights still on.
Run from the front to the back. If there's skunk in your sack, then they'll come to your flats. Run, and it doesn't matter what you've done. If you're still young and the police come, just run. Run from the goth to the chavs, soft to the hard. Doesn't matter who you are, just run. And it doesn't matter what you've done. If you're still young and the police come, just run.
As I jumped the fence, swung me legs across, I could see them on the patio. Some blokey and wifey enjoying a drink in the peace and quiet. The smashing of glass as the drink fell out his hand. Gucci whooping like a red Indian, the fucking Raji. What else was there to do? Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
As a young'un I was out every day of the week, man, a lad in the street rat. Everything was sweet, man. Straight after school we would visit the weed man, say your police van and scram like Steve Cram. Pew! Me and Liam T were a right pair for teachers and busies, man. We were a nightmare. We had to make money, mate. Money was quite rare, wearing high-techs or some snidey Nikes. Jody jeans in a nylon hoodie, laughing even though me life was not funny. Me mum and dad were on wobbly eggs and heroin. Starved of attention, I started craving adrenaline. Hung around in nick cars and neck ketamine. Hard to shake off the shit that I kept stepping in. 10 years on and I still feel young, so until the deal's done, whenever the police come, I'm gonna run.
We were at the other side before they even stood up. Legs as fast as they could carry us, heart 100 times faster. Over we went, plants and little trees everywhere. The lasses were a few metres behind, swearing, making it to the fence without getting caught, the run of their lives. Me and Gucci, together, slower, climbing over plants and rocks, side by side as we foot came down in a pond, knee fucking deep. Something big and alive knocked against me leg. Fucking hell, I said, there's a shark down here.
Run from the front to the back. If there's skunk in your sack, then they'll come to your flats. Run, and it doesn't matter what you've done. If you're still young and the police come, just run. Run from the goth to the chavs, soft to the hard. Doesn't matter who you are, just run. And it doesn't matter what you've done. If you're still young and the police come, just run.
The lasses must have seen us, went round it. 2 more, nearly made it. But there was a dog going off it in the next one. We leapt down into the garden. It came running out the darkness, went fucking ballistic. Chased us up the other side, through some tree, me hands and face scratched to fuck. Turned round, ran at the lasses. I stayed on top to help them over. How for fuck's sake?
I loved running ever since I was a youngin'. Never got caught, never got a court summons. Well, I did once, but it wasn't my fault, cause I knew what I was doing and I should have saw it coming. Run cause I'm not hard and I'm not large. Locked up a couple of times but not charged. Not a criminal, I'm just mischievous. I missed out on a fair few Christmases. And if I'm in your headphones, get blitzed to this. Turn it up and make a sharp exit to this and sprint. Even if you got no reason for running, put your hood up and imagine that the busies are coming. And you're wanted for 16 crimes back to back. You can't go home cause they ransacked your flat. And everyone you pass points like, that's the lad. I never even done now, what's the crack with that? Run!
Hands outstretched, the dog growling like fuck, right at their heels, about to take a bite. Kayla came first, dragged by the hand. Gucci helped Sam. And Gemma, she took hold of me hand, started screaming at the same time. I managed to pull her up. The dog clamped on for all it's worth, her still screaming. Then all of a sudden, loose, we fell backwards onto grass.
Run! From the front to the back, if they're skunking your sack, then they'll come to your flat. Run, and it doesn't matter what you've done if you're still young and the police come, just run, run. From the guts to the chops, soft to the hard, doesn't matter who you are, just run. And it doesn't matter what you've done if you're still young and the police come, just run.
Gemma on top of us, the dog left behind, its growl forcing us up. Onto the next fence, the last one. Kayla and Sam climbing over, Gucci on top. Down onto the pavement, no one about. Gemma, her trousers ripped to fuck, probably her leg as well.